let's go. Is he doing an AoE? Yeah. Not sure. Oh. Great point. We'll grab that. That's definitely one of those things that was a bit of an issue in Diablo 4's open beta when I was playing that. There weren't enough waypoints. What I think they should do is have like Elden Ring amounts of waypoints. Where it's like every single zone you go into has a waypoint right at the middle. Right at, like, almost at the borderline point. That would be a good idea. Oh, a skull dropped. I don't know where it dropped, but a skull dropped. Yeah, the worst possible crime that any game can commit is to waste your time. Like, that's just one of those crimes that really players should not suffer. So here's the question, though. Does it feel like Diablo 2 is wasting my time? I think the answer is no. Generally not. Because in Diablo 2, I can sort of make my way forward pretty quickly. Like, we are almost probably 30%, 20% maybe through the expansion act. And we've been improving the entire time. And we haven't... Oh, did he just level up again? Fantastic. We're making progress. We've been finding waypoints. If we needed to get back somewhere, which you don't really backtrack in Diablo 2, unless you want to. So I don't feel like my time is being wasted in Diablo 2. Or specifically, I don't feel like the game is designed to waste my time in Diablo 2. It's designed more around replayability. But Diablo 2 and Diablo 4 are very, very, very different games. Part of the reason why Diablo 4, I think, felt like it wasted players' time a little bit is Diablo 4, you can play any of the acts in any order, which is, well, an interesting design choice. Just looking at that and thinking, man, this has to be a narrative nightmare. It has to be a friggin' disaster. I guess time will tell. Okay, where are these people? Did we go past? Because I think we're in the area at Plateau right now. I thought we were in the Frigid Highlands. Oh, well, that's fine. We can just teleport back, identify and sell stuff, and then see what we can do from there.
Hello.
I am Bala.
There is a matter which... How may I be of help?
Okay, crap. That's nice, but not for us. That's nice, but not for us. Yeah, in Diablo 4, they're going to be going with a storytelling style that basically allows them to... Yeah. This quest is for Frigid Highlands. It essentially allows them to tell a bunch of different types of stories, all at the same time. I wouldn't necessarily call it good design, but I mean, we'll find out. I know what they're going for. It's so when you go and play any kind of MMO, like let's say you played World of Warcraft, what you'll find is that in almost every zone they can tell a different type of story, and that's probably what they're going for with Diablo 4's storytelling style. They want you to be able to tell a lot of different types of stories, and as a result, just be able to do a lot of interesting things. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's the harder option in most cases. Man, this game is so easy when you build your characters right.
Help us! Help us out! Help us out!
Of course, we are playing an Army Necro, but usually the Army Necro is a little bit harder to successfully play in some ways. Because your damage is kind of distributed across all these different characters. I think the main reason we're having such an easy time of it, though, is simply that we leveled health up to 100. We have 100 vitality, and now we're getting strength really high. Which basically means we have the health to just tank hits. It's also possible that they might have nerfed the amount of damage that enemies do, but I kinda doubt it. Okay, can't get in through there. Can't get in over here. Come on guys, tear down that barricade.
Let us out!
Oh, Sharptooth Soothsayer. Die. Give me your things. Five more soldiers. Rescue 3 groups of barbarians. One of the things I find kind of interesting is theming and how things are usually portrayed. So in a lot of settings, you can sort of see this between, say, this game, why there isn't like a elemental summoner or anything like that in this game. You can go with druid, but they're really just summoning animals, and they aren't dependent on their animals. Like you can't make an army druid build that's worth anything. In my opinion, at least, it sucks compared to the necromancer. So the zoo druid is kind of bad. So summon him up there to confound their line. But there's a little bit of theming that happens all the time, which is like male summoners typically are like necromancers, and if they use any kind of enchantment magic, they are probably just strict dominators. Whereas female characters tend to summon a bunch of friends. And the spirits they summon are actually their buddies. So that's always something that's a little on the interesting side. Okay, let's approach that from a different angle, because that one's kind of covered. Alright guys, blinking time. Yeah, usually you'll see male-styled summoners or like necromancers or some sort of like demon summoner or something, whereas female summoners will be some sort of I'm gonna summon all my friends and we're gonna get together and go do stuff.
Thank you for rescuing my men. They have spoken. Good to see you.
Anyway, it's just one of those things that's kind of interesting just to see how that plays out. Fort Raul and Tal. So you can see this if you compare
at your service.
If you compare, say, Dungeon Fighter Online, you can take the Summoner, which is a little, like, witch girl, who... I think it's one of the ways you can build her, but she has the ability to summon a bunch of minions that you can then combine to turn into bigger versions. So she has the ability to summon a bunch of, like, we'll say Tier 1 minions, which I think you can then combine into Tier 2 minions, which I think you can then combine into Tier 3 minions? The Tier 3 minions are really strong. It's like Street Fighter, but it's an MMO. Well, sort of. Everything's instanced, but... So it's an MMO like Guild Wars. Guild Wars is an MMO. Doesn't have a persistent world or anything, really, but... But, you know, it is what it is. People like it. It is from Nexon. If you've been following the stuff with Dark and Darker, you know that Nexon is currently embroiled in a legal battle with the developers of Dark and Darker. Which, depending on your opinion on that, may be completely neutral, or you may think Nexon are a bunch of, like, jerks. Either way is okay. Can we use that? No. That'd be funny if we could. Okay, nice. I don't remember what that does. Oh, it lowers your defenses. Sounds good. Oh yes, the Moon Lords. They have that one barbarian ability that lets them swing faster and faster the more times they swing. So it's one of those situations where you really want to kill them as quickly as possible. Which really just means they become more dangerous over time. Okay, we have a pipe. Let's see, adds a little bit of cold damage versus outrageous amounts of damage. Well, I mean, this thing's only real claim to fame is that it does a lot of damage. 17 to 77. This would add a slow. It'd do a little bit less damage.
I'll put that to good use.
But it would cause the enemies to get frozen. Or at least cool, at least chilled, which would make it easier to kill them. What are we doing? Don't we know the rule? You know the rules and so do I. Are you serious? Okay. Wow. Following our rule saved us a lot of time. The glacial trail. At least I think it saved us a lot of time. I don't remember entirely, like, what each zone does. But I'm assuming glacial trail is forward progress. Man, we recover mana so quickly right now because of all those skulls in our armor. I think the real doom of a lot of players when they would first start playing this game is just being obsessed with optimization, like doing it correctly, doing it right. I think that hurts a lot of new players. I mean, it makes sense, right? You want things to be done well. Okay, so he's magic resistant. Resistant is more common for magic in normal difficulty. Heraldic shield. None of that's super great. Let's see. Mana stolen per hit. Not really all that useful to me. Mana regeneration. 20%. That is actually really good. So we'll take that. Oh no, one of our casters died. Whatever shall we do? Let's see, how much regeneration? 28 mana, 28% mana regeneration from the ring, from the armor. So we have about 48% mana regeneration from everything right now. So we can kind of just, yeah, our mana regenerates super fast. You can kind of just corpse explosion and curse and stuff like crazy. You can play a lot more of an active role now. So if we had any offensive spells, we could use those. We're almost going to level up, which would be nice. When we get revived, that's when we'll be a lot more active with casting. Okay, nice. And we need that one. We don't need to go down here yet. That'll cost us 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to low resist, but I don't think we need it yet. We do eventually want to get summon resist, at least 1 rank in it. We eventually want to get that because it'll make all of our summons more viable. But do we want extra damage, or do we want more survivability? Whatever, we'll need it eventually, so we'll go down and get this. Let's give ourselves more strength. Let strength be grant, so the world might be mended. Let's go. Currently, that's only improving our golem, and not that one yet. Now it's improving them. But everything's great. We should get through here relatively quickly. Crystalline passage by the frozen river. Yeah, I think you have to go through the glacial trail to get there. Anyway, the real trick is to pick an edge of the map and just make your way forward on that. Yeah, just hug an edge of the map and you should be fine. Everything should go much, much faster than if you didn't do it that way. I love it. He hits for so much, he just one-shots things, probably. How much does the skeletons hit for? 83 damage? How much does he hit for? 57 to 163. So the skeletons on average probably hit about as hard as the mercenary does. Okay, we don't have any possessed abominables. As soon as one of them goes down, the other ones should not be long for this world. Okay, Drifter Cavern. I don't think we need to go down there, so we're not going to. We haven't had to use mana potions, which is kind of nice. I don't think we need to go into the Drifter Cavern. I could be completely wrong. But we're going to try and make our way forward. The Frozen Tundra. I think we do need to go here, though. Sounds good. Pick up something random. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so same rules apply. Pick a corner of the map, or side of the map, an edge, and go. Nice. Another Gladius. Gotta love all the evergreens. Get him, guys. Kick his ass, Seabass. Okay, sounds good so far. Okay, which one's tier 2? I think the blue ones are tier 2 or 3. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get some of those. There's another earthquake blaze. Yeah, I think the rascals are the higher level versions. No quests here, just crystalline passage. some stone. Not too bad. And can we go around? Yes. Yeah, as long as we don't get trapped anywhere, we have the health and the armor to just survive pretty much anything the game throws at us. I don't know if things are tuned up in multiplayer. I don't think they necessarily are. Remember the first time I played this, we were level 8, like 16 or 17 by the time we got through Act 1. That was probably just me being young and bad at the game. Not understanding the method of hug a wall until you get to an end. And here we're at the end. Like, we are at the edge of the map. So now we just turn and make our way forward. And here we go, Ancient's Way. That's nice. Evil Urn. I think that spawns a strong group of enemies, so we're gonna go see if we can kill them. I think Ancient's Way is where we go and fight the Ancients. Who are basically supposed to be the skill check or the power check, I guess, to make sure that you're actually tough enough to take on Bale. Either way, it is what it is. Okay, we're not finding the elite that was spawned by the Evil Urn. I'm assuming was spawned by the Evil Urn, so we're just gonna make our way forward. I think Ancient's Way leads to the fight with the Ancients themselves, if I remember correctly. These guys are always kind of frustrating for necromancers because they don't leave corpses. But I think they also take extra fire damage. Okay, they had an elite. That makes sense. Take him down. Nice. Okay, so we need to find an edge of the map and hug it. So let's go back over here. Let's hug this edge of the map. If you don't do this, you will likely just wander around doing nothing for a very long time. This works in games where you have a map and games where you don't. The only downside is if where we need to go is not on the edge of the map, which it's possible, but it's less common. Nice. Let's go. Okay, well, we found Ancient's Way. Where is... Oh my goodness. We have skipped so much, unintentionally. I guess we might as well... I guess that shows how powerful we've become. The fact that we're taking on, like, stuff right before the final zones with no real problem. That just means that when we get to the next areas, we'll just tear things apart. Oh, when we go back, we'll just rip and tear. Amethyst. Nice, and that's a dead end. Sounds great. The Ariat Summit. Very nice. I don't think there's anything else here. Yeah.
Good afternoon. If it were anyone else, I would assume her dead. However, Anya is not so easily beaten. I know she must be.
That's nice. Crystalline Passage by the Frozen River. Have we found the Frozen River yet? Here, let's go identify stuff. No. But it comes out of the Ariat Plateau.
Stay a while and listen.
This is one of those things that comes up where it's like, now we have legit branching paths.
Afternoon.
And, yeah, they aren't necessarily good. So, kind of just is what it is. Alright, let's go back to the Ariat Plateau. But in a lot of ways, it makes, if you want to just beeline straight to the end, you can. Alright, let's see what we can find. Okay, so what was this one? The Glacial Trail. That was the one we took. I have a feeling that it'll probably be in this zone. There's the Glacial Trail, which is path towards the end game. And then there will be this one, which leads to What's-Her-Face and killing Nithala. And same rules apply. Hug a wall and just follow it through the entire map. Okay, nice. As soon as we level up again, we'll get Summon Resist, and our summons will become far more difficult to kill. Ooh. A Jewel. What do we get? All resistances. Nice. Okay, nice. Nothing over there. The map fills in beyond what your actual vision range is. I guess in a way, kind of funny. Never really noticed how even the enemies from the Ariat Plateau and over here are kind of the same. Does that mean this expansion was kind of phoned in? It's possible. At least the, like, Stygian harlots are different. Stygian, I think is how you pronounce it. But I mean, it also makes sense because it's supposed to be Bale's personal types of minions, right? It's like if you're playing 40k and you run into a player who's playing as Khorne, who's playing as Khorne's faction of Chaos. You would expect to see Berserkers and some other types of units, but not, say, Nerval's type. Which, I mean, could be really interesting, if you think about it. If you were to have specific types of enemies that, like, if each boss type was supposed to have their own specific type of enemy, that would also mean that, like, Andariel, I think, that would, okay, there it is. That'd be like if Andariel had only Fallen, and then another guy had only this. That could be interesting. Okay, well, as soon as one of you die... Cool. Come on, guys. Take one of them down. Ah, there we go. Fantastic. None can stand against us. So the enemies that auto-revive, like these rot walkers. Yes. The rot walkers, you only get experience for killing them once. There's no reason to, like, farm them. Okay, cool. Have this huge horde of abominables, which is actually really good for us. Because of that. Okay, cool. I don't know what happens if there are unique rot walkers. I don't know if there can be unique rot walkers. Do they just get back up every time? Okay, very nice. And boom. All of our summons are now hyper-resistant. But let's resummon everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's resummon him. And 2. Okay, cool. All of our skeletons have been cycled to the new versions that have summon resist. Yeah, because of that one skill we have 34 instead of 29. It's really nice. So one of the things that's kind of, I don't know if it's paradoxical in design, but you might call it that. It's the whole point of, in these kinds of games, the main thing you want to do is just find a skill that you like, and then use that skill almost to the exclusion of everything else. Like, that is typically how these games are designed. So, to put that in perspective, we have skeleton, right? Race skeleton. Everything is built towards race skeleton. Everything. And that means that we have really, really powerful skeletons that can basically take on most of the game for us. And it works really, really well. Well, what does the game seem to want to do? You'll notice that when we go higher in this, it'll get less and less. We'll eventually start getting like I think at like skill 18 or 19, you're getting 1 extra point of resist per like 2 points. It's kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. And so you end up with this design that kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Because why would you continue to invest your incredibly precious levels into that when you're not getting any kind of major return? So what you end up with is a scenario where you're not really getting rewarded for continuing to invest in something to make it better. So what you want to do is you want to be able to have skills and abilities that just always get significantly better every single time you put a point in them. Too bad that didn't happen. Now the changes that they made to skeletons actually means that you do get a little bit better of a return on investment. Let's make sure these guys are all nice and cursed. And let's not get surrounded. Oh, and what's up, girl?
Hero.
So,
Can you go talk to Nilithak now? Or is he gone by now? He is gone. You can't confront him yet. She should be back here soon. Yeah, I think you have to talk to Mala, and then she appears down there.
thank you.
Scroll of resistance. So this just permanently increases your resistances by like 10. Okay, so we're gonna go Muir Nithalak.
You have proven your... Thank you, hero. Nilithak told me.
Okay, let's see. Nothing that I need. Remember, we are completely 100% in on skeletons.
At your service.
See, as I was saying, for every point you put into one of these, like some of these skills and abilities have very strong diminishing returns. And that's fine.
Afternoon.
The problem with that is that it encourages players to sort of spread out their points, which is fine. What do we have here? This is actually worse compared to what we have now. All resistances, we don't need that. We would need a whole lot of extra resistances until hell difficulty. Once we got the hell difficulty, we would probably need a lot more in terms of resistance. We'd start needing stuff like rune words and other things just to stay alive. And incredible amounts of health. But anyway, the problem with having really strong diminishing returns, because here it starts off really nice. When you get to about 10-ish, it starts going down to like, you're getting an extra 2 resist for all your minions per point. And at a certain point, I think it's like 15, you're getting maybe 1 point per 1 point of resistance per point invested. So it really doesn't become anything that's worthwhile. I think post 20, it's like every other level you get a point of resistance. So it's actually borderline useless. The main benefit is that when you put 1 point in it, you get a lot of resistances. Same thing here. You get a significant boost in attack bonus. Of course, it's not a percentage. Why would it be? You get a lot of... Well, the life bonus is standardized per level. But the walk run speed's pretty high. Here it's just kind of linear. Yeah, it's fairly linear. Damage goes up by 10% each level. Monster life goes up by 5% per level. Skeleton damage goes up by 2 per level. These guys work really well right now because their damage actually goes up pretty decently per level and you get more of them. These guys are really where it's at though. Especially when you can buff them. Alright.
The familiar scent of death.
Right. So this is supposed to be an ambush. And over here we have Pendle. So yeah, there's something called Pendle runs, which is essentially you just kill Pendle a bunch. Could be around here somewhere. There he goes. And so there was a bot you could use back in the day that was basically just called the Pendle bot. And I think you needed a sorceress. The whole thing was the sorceress would be able to go in and just wipe that entire area pretty quickly, kill Pendle really fast, and then... Okay, so we need to find a corner or an edge. But she'd go in, she'd kill Pendle real fast, and that would give you just enough extra health. I mean, they would give you magic items. That was the main benefit. Alright, we just need to find an edge of the map, or something that we can follow. Then we should be good after that. Okay. Excellent. But alright, let's see if we can kill Nithalot. A dead end. That's fine. Also, let's use 2 of those guys. You don't want to spend too much time just running around in this area because these prowling dead do get back up. So if you spend too much time just hanging around here, you will eventually get overwhelmed. Oh hey, Murky! The other thing is that you don't get any benefit from killing them repeatedly. I think you only get experience for killing them once. Cool. So we explored over there. That's fine. Let's go over here. If we need to, we can always use a portal or something to get all our minions over to us. Okay.
Not enough mana.
Works. The weirdest looking well I've ever seen. Okay, let's see. Okay, nothing over here. That's fine. Let's grab that amethyst and keep making our way forward. But we care about our skulls. We don't necessarily care about anything else. And as always, at a certain point you just start running past a lot of things. Sort of like Dark Souls rules apply to an extent. It's one of the reasons a lot of player characters died back in the day, is you'd have players typically going with low health builds. They can try to maximize their damage, but then they also try to start running it. They eventually start running past everything. I mean, I just want you to imagine that those guys, instead of doing, like, I don't know, a tenth of our damage per hit, they instead did like 20% or 40%. That's typically what would end up happening. Oh, so these guys, are they just supposed to be straight minotaurs, or are they... or were they supposed to be sort of like references to Trollocs and stuff like that? Oh hey, number 2. Nithalok, I'm gonna get you. Okay, so we're just gonna head in a straight line until we find a wall, and then we will follow it. Oh, hey. Okay, straight line until we find a wall. Okay, sounds good. Okay, and I think this is just kind of a big cross or a big X. So Nithalok will be at one of these. He'll be over there somewhere if he's in this area. Oh, that's right. It's one of these enemies can... Impregnate's not the right word. Curse? One of the enemies with something living in it? And when it dies, the little minion comes out. Nice. Alright, Nithluck is not here. That's okay. Let's go try the next one. Yeah, it's amazing how fast you can just get through all this stuff. If you're playing a more, like, singular damage-dealing version, damage-dealing class, like, you get through it so much faster. So if you were playing a barbarian or something, you just soar through all this content. Same thing with mage. Well, sorceress. Okay. Wasn't here, that's okay. Let's check out the next one. Then we'll have revives, which will go... Basically, that'll just push the golem down. Actually, it'll push everything down, because revives are so much better than even your skeletons. Actually, I think your skeletons do more damage. At least mine do right now. But the revives are nice in that they give us a new way to deal damage. Now also Nithluck has Corpse Explosion as well. There he is. We want to get rid of... Actually want to explode corpses as we go. Otherwise he'll blow them up on us. Oh no, Nithluck. You don't have the ability to do anything, do ya? You're trying to use all tricks against us.
You have no idea of the power you face.
I bet. Okay, talk to Anya.
You were a sad little man, Nithluck.
Hello, Anya.
Good evening. You have stopped Neelathok, but he...
So what she'll do is she will personalize an item for you. If you're planning on ever trading that item, never do that. It's just so you can be like, I don't know, Ben's wand of something.
Hello.
Don't do it. Okay, so we need to... I think this is kill the ancients. And then this one is kill Baal. We're going to level up first.